My fault for being 90 seconds late, y'all. I had to get IG going. Tall boy was on time. It's my fault. It's my fault. I like to be punctual, but so even 90 seconds, right? I'm a little perplexed by that. Tall boy, what it do, man? February 25th, rebooted. We in the building, getting close to the. No, I was gonna say close to the weekend. It's just been that kind of week for me already, man. God, oh, how you living? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, brother.
Okay.
We here. We out here. We out here in the streets.
At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Over on IG, I see my guy, Jody Hoagland. Appreciate you, sir. That's my guy right there. So everything that I learned about technology, I learned from him.
I don't know if I look clean on my channel though.
Oh, you don't look clean, man. You better
on Instagram. I look clean.
Okay,
but
hit that autofocus. Come on, you a Sony man too. Tighten up that autofocus, man.
I changed the lenses. I put a stock lens on because you were saying instead of going with the lens I had, you said make it a little bit wider. So I was
okay, but you got to test that out.
I know. Well, I did. I tested it out last week. But when you turn off the camera, you got to go back in and refocus. And it's like you don't need a new
T-shirt for me right there. They're going to do T-shirt. J.A. Freeman's in the building. Caster Head is in the building. Appreciate y'all as well on IG. Hopefully you're doing well and we are looking right. Let's talk about that, man. Let's talk about because we're doing something so brand new, right? And again, having to do some reshifting with our studios, with our designs, and you changing out lenses and all that. Talk a little bit about some of that right there. Just the struggles and the strifes and the reconfiguration of your studio, because your studio is pretty complex, right? You do your own show on Wednesday evenings as well, the Lab Tech show. We got the links in the description, but you've already got your scenes, overlays, cameras, lights, all that already dialed in. Then I messed around and called you up and said, listen, brother, we going vertical. Talk a little bit about going through just that reset up and that reconfig and the camera setup that you got going right now.
It's different because everything that I had, I think I was using a 39 millimeter lens. And I think I might be good. I just got to refresh. It looked good on the YouTubes. On the Instagrams. I just don't know if it looked good. Okay, does it look good on the YouTubes? I don't know. But neither here nor there.
Your folks will let you know.
Oh yeah, if I'm not right, because I can't see James is over there looking super crispy, and I'm not.
Bruh, we got that black mist filter on too.
So I was using a 39 millimeter lens, and James said, "Tallboy, you're too tight." So it was like, well, I got another lens, but let me try the stock lens as opposed to trying to do I have a zoom lens. What is that? What's the zoom lens? 70 to 180? That's too tight.
Yeah, that's too tight.
So that's too tight. So I was like, the only other lens I have is a 16 mil, but it sits on my secondary camera, and I have a teleprompter set up on that. So I wasn't going to disconnect that as my primary camera.
Yeah.
Right. So the only other option that I had, because Tallboy really does not understand lenses, but I do know that you're supposed to date the body and marry the lens, right? So I do know that part. But I just haven't invested in any lenses. So I said, I'm gonna put
I didn't think about that. I always say it backwards, but that's exactly right. Keep that glass. Keep that glass.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. The glass will forever be good, if that makes sense. Glass will forever be good. But I haven't really invested in too much glass. So neither here nor there. I'm switching up, and every time I switch turn the camera off, you have to go back and manually focus. And if it's just me in the house 95% of the time, then you got to stand up, you got to focus and hope that it is right. It's a hassle. So for this vertical live stream, here we are. We're making it happen to the best of my ability. So.
It's all good. It's all good. Let me say what's going on, folks. Jumping in and chiming in the comments. Dad is in the building. Senior's here, so we are official. Pug CR7's in the building. Appreciate you for being here. Tech troublemaker. Don't cause any trouble. Don't cause no problems, brother. We just here doing the thing.
No,
You know,
shout out to Tech Troublemaker. He got a show tonight.
he
So
always got
yeah,
a show. You think we live all the time? Tech Troublemaker's
well,
always live.
yeah, that brother, he be live.
What we got here? We got some folks coming from India. We global, brother. You know what?
Oh, that's
And what's dope that we global is because literally, I'm looking at the time, 2 minutes ago, our merch launched. You know that?
okay.
So check this out. Bam. Ladies and gentlemen, you going over here. Let me put it up here on the screen because, ladies and gentlemen, our merch has officially launched out there on the site. Come on, and let me bring it up here for you. Refresh. It better hopefully it refresh. It'd be a bad demo. I already had one bad demo earlier today, and I'm still tripping over it.
But we're live though.
And we live, and here we go. AT&T is having problems. I got a 2 gig fiber connection into the house, and this thing ain't loading. So we gonna figure out what's going on with that. Hit the spot 1006 in the building. Appreciate you for being here, fam. Always
Shout
appreciate
out
you.
to Shirley P. She over there on
What
Instagram.
is that? Well,
Yeah,
IG.
Yeah,
What is
she
it?
on
Hold on, man. Why is my site not loading? This can't be my
because
fault.
you're supposed to give me at least 2 weeks to get my stuff right. Pierre Kelly, he said rebooting at 4:00, and he's over in Australia. Shout out to my man.
My gosh.
He's a live streaming king on LinkedIn, and he's actually on YouTube. So I definitely appreciate him popping in. And then you also got Pug CR and India, like you said earlier. So that's what's up.
God bless. I have to go. Appreciate you for jumping in as well. Listen, let's get into some things. And if this site comes back up, I'm not sure why the merch store isn't loading. Again, we're on the bleeding edge.
Because you jumped the gun. You said, "Tall boy, here's the logo for the merch," and you threw out a hat and said, "Boom." I said, "Golly, bro, I'm over here creating micro content, and now you got me over here doing."
Don't put the business out there in the streets like
that. Brother is over here moving at lightning speed. He moving faster than Elon Musk, bro. It's like if you don't get with the damn program, your ass is up. You're gonna get left behind. Like you're gonna be out of a job, tall boy. Like, bro, do you want the micro content? You want the merch? You want the after?
We need it all. And the fact you put me in the same context as Elon, you know what? I done about to get rid of mine. I'm getting rid of him. I can't roll with him no more. We can have that conversation if you want to. We can turn this into that kind of show. But I think you got me on LinkedIn, and I got some other folks watching me on LinkedIn right now. So I got to be careful what I say. I can't mess with that. Can't mess with that day money. Okay. No, but let me do this. Let me ask you about this because again, talking about lenses, talking about cameras. Sigma, who we both know, both use from their lens perspective, they just launched and released a new camera this week. It's an interesting bit of technology. Sigma launched their BF camera. This is what it looks like. I've seen a handful of creators, a handful of folks talking about this is the camera that Apple would launch. Why? Just because it's aesthetically pleasing. It's a pretty camera. It's a full frame camera. Very minimalistic in terms of there's hardly any buttons on it, right? Just some core functionality. It does a lot of things that photographers like. One thing that it doesn't do, it doesn't have a viewfinder, right? So it only has the display in the back like that. And that's a problem, right? For me, right? Again, this is your first time probably seeing it because I just hit it on you for about 10 minutes ago. But there's the camera right there. Think about this: the full frame camera, 24 megapixel by Sigma. We know their lenses because you talked about the 16 millimeter, so you got that in your studio. But here's the company coming out. All it's got is let's see, it's got a power button, a playback, a shutter button, and a thumb grip on it. It has no EVF, so it has no viewfinder, which is a challenge for folks who really want to use it for photography, especially in bright light situations. And it's $2,000.
Oh, can you detach the lenses?
Yeah, you can detach the lens. It uses their L mount lenses. So again, if you got a slew of glass already, you can use their glass already. But again, full frame, 24 megapixel, minimalist design, brand new, no card slot, no card reader at all. It records everything internally. So again, there's pros and cons to that.
There's
Just
storage.
me giving you that right there. What do you think about
How much storage is built into the camera?
how much storage? Hold,
Because there's
please.
no SD card slot, from my understanding.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Tech
So
Troublemaker for dropping that gem on me.
internal memory about 230 gigs. And again, like I said, no SD slot, so 230 gigs, depending on if you're shooting RAW or shooting JPEG. So you got to take that into consideration. So
And this is by Sigma, you said?
yeah, Sigma.
Based off of what you just said, I'm sorry. This is a bad move on Sigma. And I say that because you're trying to make everything minimalistic, right? But at
Mm-hmm.
the same token, and I may prematurely be saying this, but we need storage. That's first and foremost.
Yes, sir.
And number two, you're talking about a viewfinder. Some people now I use the display screen on the back. That's what I use. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really want to shoot inside of a the viewfinder, but everybody has their own shooting style. You're talking about L mount brackets. I mean, how many people really have those brackets for those? I mean, excuse me, those mounts. Uh, who has that? So basically, you're telling everybody to level up. And unfortunately, I like that we are being innovative, but how much tech is too much tech? If that
Wow.
makes sense.
Say that one more time for the people in the back and also for this YouTube short that I'm going to cut up in 2 hours.
How much tech is too much tech? I mean, it's great, but at the same token, when the techies are not ready for it, you're telling them time to level up, and you just had to spend some money last year or maybe even the year before.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. I mean, once again, date the body, marry the lens.
Mm. I like what you said, and I appreciate that. And I see everyone chiming in as well. Cecil is saying, "Nope, not for me." At $2,000. Tech
I didn't even
troublemakers.
talk about the price. I didn't
Yeah.
say nothing about the price. I just based off of the information you shared, we're not even talking about the price because we already know that you're gonna mark it up as a premium anyway. You're not gonna discount it because because what happens when the new product comes out, the A7 IV or the A7
Mm-hmm.
III, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is, that price is gonna come down a little bit, right? Just a couple $100 because this new product just came out. But then now we're not even talking about price. We're just talking about functionality. I mean, no SD card slot. You're telling us to change brackets. You remove the viewfinder. I mean, how fast can I transfer the photo? I mean, the
That's it right
content
there.
over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How fast can I move this stuff over? That's a lot. And 230 gigs is not a lot. I'll eat that up in 2 days at CES.
In a minute. And the reason that I'm saying that I like that because I talked to a couple of other folks as well, and similar consensus was brought up. This is for consumers and not for creatives. And that's
Mm.
not a knock from me, right? So I mean, shout out to Sigma. If y'all want to send one so we can review one, let's do that. But this is for that casual person going on a vacation, going on a trip with the family. Boom, just want to take a couple of pictures, and just maybe want to do some video. But the creative who's actually out there building a environment, building a emotion with folks, and taking pictures at large scale events that
Mhm.
want to have more flexibility. I personally, as well, just like you, I don't think I see that with this. I think this is more built for consumers as opposed to being built for creatives.
So here's the so playing devil's advocate based off of what I just said. Disregard what I just said.
Okay.
Maybe they were creating this for the consumer and not for the content creators. But the question is, would the
Mm-hmm.
consumer be willing to spend $2,000? No different from iPhone just dropping the 16e, right? So that
True.
phone, you're not about to buy that 16e. That's a downgrade for you. But
Mm-hmm.
because it says Apple and it's got that sexy logo on it, you like, ooh, they got something new. But then when you look what's behind the hood, you like, oh
That's a good
hell.
point. Yeah, that's a good point.
But $2,000, you didn't even make it sexy or attractive for that consumer to say, well, I can compete with the big boys or the content creators because who's paying $2,000? Like $2,000, man, that's the rent. That's the mortgage.
Same people that bought the Apple Vision Pros, and again, not talking madness about them, but that hasn't gone too far as well. So
once again, you're not understanding the consumer. You're not looking at the economy of where we're at in this. You may have already had the price set, and unfortunately, and we're not going to go down the political rabbit hole, right? But considering the current climate that we have seen in this new administration, prices have now started. People are starting to pull back on, hey, hold up, I see where something is going. So am I really willing to just loosely spend $2,000, not knowing where the economy is going? Eggs is high. Seeing the price of eggs.
My God, you dropping gems today, boy. Watch your mouth. So it's a miss for you. Sigma missed the mark, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all put it in. I see y'all putting it in the comments as well. People saying, nope, not paying $2,000. Nope, all that. It's a niche product for a niche audience. Boy, he get it. Roy gets. I love that. Appreciate that, man. Sister Queen is here saying good evening.
Shout out to Bill Black. Okay, DJ Bill Black, a sound voice. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in on Instagram. Appreciate y'all.
Definitely. Okay, let me talk to some of my people on IG. Hold on, let me look over here too. Okay, we got. Let me see. I got my glasses on. Good Day Inspections. Oh, that's my dude right there. I did an event with him. Appreciate you for being here. Sean Sanders in the building. I owe you an email. I know. I'm gonna holler at you. You know Sean, I think too, right? PR marketing OG. Yeah, he's a good man, good brother to be working with. I'll hit you up.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! Listen, we got them Ravens in the building. Yolanda's in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, this is good people right here too. She's got a show about the Baltimore Ravens. I told her already that my Steelers are gonna come back one of these days, but I gave her some love for Lamar. I said Lamar should have been MVP. But so shouts out to all the creatives coming into the building as well and saying what's up.
Well, are you done with your shout outs?
Look at Laura, my friend.
Oh, yeah. That's
OG. Okay, so found out what happened. I had a timer set on the merch. And literally while I was talking, it was propagating across the internet. So now, ladies and gentlemen, our merch is there.
Well, before you do that, shout out to Edward Lynn.
Okay, shout out to who?
Edward Lynn. He's if you need to make sure that your life is when you expire or your family expires, he has you set up to where he gets you set up with your pre-need services. And
was that the gentleman I spoke with a couple of months ago? Okay, that's good dude. Good dude.
Solid brother. So shout out to Mr. Lynn over on Facebook. He'll talk. Hey, look, if you think you can't do it, he'll find a way to tell you why you need to do it, and you'll be like,
man.
Shout out to Edward Lynn.
Good man. And then my man Dan right here, he got excited and started mistyping here. I know what you meant though. He said, "What up, fellas?" He got his new dope hat. Yeah, man, send me some pictures, man. Appreciate you for chiming in as well. But oh Lord, there go the rebooted merch. Just launched literally 2 minutes ago. It was supposed to launch a little bit earlier, but y'all saw that. What we got? This is drop 1. All right, so we got, and this is all high end stuff. So listen, we got the embroidered dad hat with the hot logo. We green for you because that's a homage to you, sir, with the green in there. Hope you recognize that. Hope you realize that.
But you dropped the merch and didn't give me time to set my merch up though.
I sent you the files 2 weeks ago. I sent you the files 2 weeks ago.
Send me the files this week.
Lord have mercy. We gonna end up scrapping here on. So anyway, we got, like I say, drop 1. So we got the dad hat, we got the snapback, but oh my gosh, folks have been asking about zip up hoodies. You see, I'm rocking one right now, but I'm rocking the Ecamm one. But we got the zip up hoodie right there, Alpine green and the charcoal heather. My goodness, I'm liking it. And you got to get the mug. Got to get the mug. Very simple with the logo on there. So again, that's drop 1 in the shop right now. Go get your merch, folks. Don't be mad, brother, but keep up. Like you say, I don't mess around. Go get your merch, folks. There go the link right there. I'll also put it in the description. And I'll put it in the comments too. But gotta get it. Gotta get it. But you salty, brother? Don't be salty.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I know. Well, like a running.
Hey, say your grace. How you
Running
doing?
race. Well, so you were trying to change the subject? Okay. Trying to change it
No,
there.
that's somebody, some Streets 94.5 radio station just joined here in Atlanta. They joined. Say your grace joined, saying, "Hey, tall boy." I'm giving love where it's at. But I
Get that
mean,
love. You just trying to deviate from the
no, man,
conversation there.
I was trying to make sure that we was trying to make sure people knew about the show, and you was over there. Got you. I got you.
The salt flowereth. Yes, there it is, right? I'm throwing salt right there. What a good to see you, man. Appreciate you for being here as well. Well, listen, man, let me ask you this, dude, because I want to, and I told you this, y'all, if you got questions, obviously, this is a AUA, Ask Us Anything type of a show, and we want to feed off of the energy from the community, the energy from the engagement and all that. But the stuff that you saw still in Vegas CES is still very pertinent, and talking about new gear, new technology that's coming to the home, to the consumer home, right? So gadgets that are coming to the kitchen, that are coming to the bathroom, that are coming just for ease of use at home, new televisions. I remember when we were there and we saw the first 3D TVs, which obviously didn't really take off, but again, we saw them a year before they were supposed to launch. Where do you, I didn't go to CES this year. Where do you think we're going come holiday time this year? Right. So come November, December, and January, what are folks going to be lined up in Best Buy and in all the stores saying that they got to get for their house? That's a smart home technology piece.
I don't know if I'm worried about the smart home, but I think that people need to look at what, as far as protecting your home. I think we talked about Flow Stop. Did we talk about Flow Stop?
Yeah.
A couple weeks
Was
ago.
that the flood prevention?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
right. But then what if you lose power in your house? My brother from Solo, I think you put his name up, and I don't know if he was watching or not, but he actually got a chance to interview Jackery, and that's the portable generator that you can actually charge your refrigerator um, as well as your other devices, depending on the amount of wattage that you get. And it's also solar panel. And I think that that's something that, people should consider, because we don't think about that type of tech until we need it, right? The power goes out. What do you do? What do you do when this happens? Another one was Swan. I don't know if you can pull those videos up or not, but Swan, they had the first 4K camera of about 8 football fields. And then they also had the doorbell camera that had AI built into it, to where if you're not available or you're not at home, the AI would learn what your habits, and somebody can speak in a different language, or they could speak and say, leave the package at the door, and the AI would handle all of that for you. And so you don't have to turn on your phone and log into the Swan app. The AI does all of that for you, and just says, you're the UPS man, and the AI is telling you in real time, hey, you can leave the package on the right hand side behind the chair. It does all of that for you. So I had, with the AI already built in, I thought that that was pretty cool. So between Swan, Jackery, let me see what else. See, we talked about the smart home with the plug, with J5 Create. We spoke on that. Then look at the people. I don't know if this is necessarily a smart home, but look at Nudge. Nudge came out with a pill reminder for somebody who forgets about who forget their pills. And speaking of that, I don't know. You got me on the camera, so I don't want to just lean over here and
Go
grab
ahead
it.
and
But
lean over. Go ahead and lean over.
Nudge sent me a nice little package, and basically what it is, if I can find it, here you go. They send you a pill reminder right here, and but they said you can use any pill reminder, and we're doing a live unboxing again on the show. But basically, you take this device, you charge it, you set up your phone reminders, and this will blink. You put your pill reminder on side of this, and it will blink. And if you miss the time, that you're supposed to take your pills, um, it will alert the people that you set up as whoever is your caregivers or your family member, saying, "Hey, did you take your pills? Why haven't you taken your pills?" So whoever
Wow.
you set that person up, so it'll do all of that for you. So not necessarily a smart home product, more of a personal product, but these are products that you're using in the home, right? So
Mhm.
I think that these are some things that people need to really pay attention to and say, maybe I need to pay attention to the responsible tech as opposed to the
Mm.
cool tech, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So the shift is, I like what you said. So I'm gonna put it in a different frame of mind. I mean, again, many years ago, we were there, and all it was were cell phone cases, robots rolling up and down the floor. Who's got the biggest, thinnest television? But, and I have seen it as well, right? More evolution, or more focus on taking care of yourself. You know, the mental health perspective, the overall health perspective as well, and making that easier, making health connected, right? Pill box reminders, things like that that are connected to the internet and Wi-Fi and things like that, and just more of a focus. I think more of a focus on things that matter instead of, again, who's got the biggest TV on their wall.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know if you can pull up the Jackery video, but long story short, short story long. Let me see if I can just at least get the description of this. Um, I don't think I got it. It ranges in different sizes and price points for every budget, but it can help you when you're dealing with grid failures or hurricanes. And it's a compact, so it's not like a generator that requires gas. So that's the caveat, right? So you don't even need gas for this generator. And so just imagine you don't have to run to the get. All you need is a solar panel. Like make that think about that, you know? So as
Hmm.
long as there's sun outside, you got a generator that can power up your refrigerator, your TV, or any other devices that might be important to you in the time of an emergency.
That's cool. That's cool. I don't know which one of the shows or which one of the videos it is
If you
that's
go
in this
to playlist,
playlist, but I got your playlist up. And folks,
it
make
should
sure
say
you subscribe to his channel, to the Lab Tech Show on YouTube, and you can see all of Tall Boy's content and see all of the work that he's done. But yeah, which one of these?
it should say Jackery solar generator, the ultimate power backup. It should say that. I don't know. Are you on Lab Tech Show?
Yeah.
Well, why he's doing that? It should have Jackery in the name of it. In the name of it.
How you spell it? JAC? No, I don't, because there's
Yeah.
nothing within that playlist that you made for CES 25 called Jackery.
Give me one. Just type in Jackery and the Lab Tech Show in the search bar. You should.
How you
I'm
spell
trying.
Jackery? I mean, you coming up with new words.
Jackery. Jackery. I didn't come up with it.
Oh
Jackery
my
came up with
God.
it.
See,
Now Jackery. He's the man that needs a generator for that big old house that he got out
I
there.
do. Y'all.
He's like he don't know how to spell like Jackery. Like, he the one that needs your services. Talk about you making up words. No, they came up with the name, and I'm gonna
That's
cut that
true. That's
clip up
true.
right there.
See, look at that. What's it called? What's the name of it, ladies and gentlemen? Is Power Out. This generator keeps you running. Jackery is nowhere in the whatchamacallit there.
Okay, I'm
But
looking at the wrong. I'm
needless
looking
to
at the wrong
say,
channel.
there it is right there. Oh, there go Solo. What it do? Look at him, the
Yeah, they
man
go
of the
so
myth
yeah,
and
yeah.
the
Look at
legend. So
yeah.
there.
So
Okay.
I my hands were ashy, so I told myself, no, I'm gonna let you handle that. So
You won't get that.
hey, I don't need to be on camera with the ashy hands. You ain't
Look,
gonna be
you
calling
won't
me
get that
ashy, Larry.
admission over on Shannon show. You won't get that admission that my hands were ashy. You gonna get that admission
I'm
over
gonna have
here. We're gonna tell you the
a
truth.
lotion sponsor. I'm gonna have a lotion sponsor, a Vaseline sponsor, just no baby oil sponsor.
Mm-hmm. You being outed already right there, saying why you might be slightly off. You know, you might be dipping in something over there. You might be dipping in some adult beverages, but that's okay.
Not yet. It's behind me though. I'm almost ready. Almost. So, yeah, I mean, but once again, Jackery. Then they have another one called Chef AI, and I don't know if this is really more of a development stage prototype, where
Mm,
they had an oven that can grill, air fry, and bake your food. So you just put the food inside of the oven, the Chef AI oven, and it can determine whether or not to grill it, air fry it,
mm.
or bake it. And so that was something that was definitely different. So, but once again, that was in a prototype stage, and they're looking to launch in Q4, if that makes sense. So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that might be a great Christmas gift for somebody if they're interested in something like that. But my thing is, let's in the current state that we're in right now, I think we need to look at the responsible tech as opposed to the cool tech.
I like that. I like that. We may have to go down that path as well and do some more coverage of that because I don't think anyone is doing that. Uh, and we might be able to do that. I'm setting it up here. I'm setting you up, so be ready. We may actually see again. Had a rough day today, y'all. I can't get my words out. We may actually be able to do more of a premium offering for the community. Bring folks into an environment where we talk. Bring these CEOs, bring these founders in, and have that discussion and have that conversation. Now, with that being said, you want to tell the folks what we got lined up specifically for today that we're launching after today's stream.
So immediately after this stream, if you're interested, James, I'm pretty sure is going to find a QR code that you can scan on your phone, um, and I'll send you. Do I need to send you the link as well? Because they may be watching on their phone. So how can they scan if they're on their phone, right? So we have to get the link. But immediately after this show, we're gonna do a private virtual meetup, and we're gonna call it Rebooted After Hours. Okay. And basically, you come in, get a chance to hang out with us to see what that offering that he's talking about of meeting other uh, dignified uh, CEOs, somebody that we have as a guest, they can come in, and this is not your a Zoom type feel. It's more of a, hey, I get a chance to interact with the people that are sitting at the table and having a one-on-one type conversation. And then when we are ready to present whatever we want to present, then you'll see the presentation, and then we'll let you go out into breakout sessions, and then you can have that one time with either someone that's in the audience, and it's a way for you to connect with them, or maybe even having a group or one-on-one type setting in this virtual meetup that we're going to have after the show immediately.
See that? That
Did I
means,
say it right?
folks, you said it all. You said everything. Essentially, folks, what we're doing big things, right? So we got the environment set up right there, and again, I'll put the link in the comments already, where you can join that afterwards. And again, leveling up, not just having one to one not one to many conversations, but doing one to one as well, and raising the bar again. Like I said, bringing in those CEOs, bringing in those founders, helping you along your journey. If you're trying to figure out, should you buy that Sigma camera, should you buy or should you go with, who's it, Jackery?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to work on that name because I'm gonna mess around and say it wrong. So should you get the generator from them folks or whatever because you got that first hand experience? Do you want to talk about like Ray-Ban Meta glasses because you and I had them before they became popular and everyone's talking about them now? But real use cases around those type of things. So y'all pray for us, y'all, because again we leveling up and we doing this for you guys in the community. So there you go. There you go.
You know what the funny thing about it is, based off
Hmm.
of what you just said? I just had a conversation with somebody today, and I was sharing with them what we were doing. And
Yeah.
I said, what person do you know that's in your community that's live streaming? I'm not
Hmm.
talking about podcasting, but
Come on.
live streaming in vertical format. And then not only that, and I showed them the clip that which you showed everyone last week of, hey, we're going to potentially have a roundtable, bring guests in. So then now we'll give you a link. You can pop in and you can be one guest, two guests. Thank you for coming in. And then I even added a component of saying we could even bring in a live studio audience. And
Hmm.
then now we're saying, hey, we can even have an after hours to where you you can have your one-on-one time and in a group setting or in a one-on-one type setting with founders and CEOs or marketing directors or even with us in the community. Hey, I really want to connect with Tech Troublemaker or Stewart or Solo or Kevin Cox or whoever that, I want to connect with Senior in the building. We are
Mm-hmm.
now at capabilities of saying you're on one side of the United States or in one part of the world and you're in your home and you get a chance to connect with them with this technology that we're presenting to you.
There it is. And I just made, so I'm glad you were talking for a while because I literally just made a bit.ly link as well for really easy for folks to get to. So there it is right
Gotcha.
there, bit.ly, rebooted/lounge. That's where we are going to be at in 20 some minutes. We're going to be over there in 27. So definitely come hang out with us. And today's session is no charge for the community. Probably the majority of them will be no charge for the community. But then again, when we level it and we start bringing in those CEOs, those founders, those deeper level conversations, there's going to be some requests to support the channels, to support the endeavors and support the work that we do. All right. There we go.
In,
There's a call to action.
in other words, he's saying you got to pay to talk to these people. All right.
Listen, you got people pay attention to what they pay for.
Price versus cost.
Look, bless your boy. Listen, I'm rubbing off on him, man. 800
Look,
miles away.
and if the person is watching today, I'm not going to throw the person's name out, but
Don't matter.
I had a situation where I was trying to test some stuff last night, and a brother reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, I need your help." And I said, "Okay, cool. Let's feel free. Let's have that conversation. Check out the link,
Mm-hmm.
and let's book a session." And I, hit him with the, hey, it's a small fee that's attached
Mm-hmm.
to this, and I'm telling you what you're gonna get for it, what you're gonna get. And he basically told me, man, we boys for all the stuff that we've done. And I said, sir, I'm no disrespect. I don't take it as a disrespectful way, but I mean, I've gone through the bumps and the bruises. I'm the subject matter expert, and I will guide you and help you make sure you get your podcast set up the right way. Now, if you're running into a problem because you don't understand something, that's different. But for you to tell me I need to help you with your video editing and your podcast setup, I'm sorry, sir, that's a fee. And he really thought because we were boys that I was supposed to just offer that service uh, at a freemium charge. Can't do that.
Okay. Let's talk about that. See, this is almost like conscious conversation. The story comes out eventually during the discussion.
Look,
And
Lisa Maria said, and you ain't heard from him since.
so why is that? Okay, I mean, there's a lot of creators that are watching as well, and y'all please feel free to chime in. Again, this is an engaged show. We put a lot of effort, energy, work, blood, sweat, and tears, time, and the time we can't get back into learning this technology and to stay abreast, trying to stay probably 2 steps in front of you so we can be the one that teaches, so we can help out. Why is it that folks are less willing, and who knows, right? Again, this is all subjective. Why are folks so hesitant to pay for that type of a service? When the price for your service, actually, I think your pricing is too low. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Even when the pricing is reasonable for that expertise, what is it that you think is the driving factor behind folks saying, yeah, I want some help. I want you to help me do this, this, and this. Okay, well, here go an invoice for what, and here's rate sheet for all of these services, things that. Oh no, I'm not going to pay that. I'm just going to go search on YouTube for it. You're going to spend all this time and suppose of working with me, the subject matter experts that are working with Talkboy who can get it done, who's already got templates, SOPs, already got everything written out and designed. Boom, can get you going real quick.
The answer to that is the access that you have. You can pick up the phone and call me anytime, right?
Okay.
But the thing is, you have not picked up the phone enough to say, hey, man, I supported your channel. I supported what you got going on. Hey, I bought some merch. Hey, you see what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even say, hey, I see your movements over here. You're winning. Man, congratulations on that win. You're not doing that. But because we're friends and you know that you can, hey, I know Tallboy does this. Now, if I ask you for tickets to a concert or if I ask you for tickets to an event, Solo, you know how many concerts and events he has access to? I've never called that man and said, "Hey, can you give me some free tickets to this?" Now, I may ask, "Can you get me access to get on the red carpet?" But I never
Mm-hmm.
asked for free tickets to an event, but I'm working in that capacity. But, unfortunately, Solo says there's always going to be a transaction, whether it's service or monetarily. So, but
That's
unfortunately,
truth.
it's the access that you have to me, and because you think that, oh, because you know me and, we hung out a couple times, oh, I'm supposed to just get it for free. Now, don't get me wrong, if you are supporting my channel or supporting my work and I'm supporting your work and we can piggyback off of each other and you ran into a problem, yeah, no problem. No, hey, you running into this area of, and you don't know how to, I got you. But for
Yeah.
me to set you up because you got all this equipment and you don't know how to plug into device and what a stream key is and how to connect your microphone to the right mixer and get it connected to the laptop, nah, yeah, you got to pay for that.
And I would say this as well for creatives, for entrepreneurs, for solopreneurs, for subject matter experts, whatever adjective you want to call yourself. Don't be afraid to set your price. Don't be
Mm,
afraid to charge. Offer alternatives or offer flexibility in pricing. Maybe somebody can't pay the 125 or whatever the case may be. Allow them to break it up or whatever the case may be. But they're paying and they're coming to you for your expertise because you bring value. And again, I stole it from the CEO of Mighty Networks, that statement. People pay attention to what they pay for. So if
mm.
someone's going to kick in and give you X number of dollars for a service, they're going to take notes, they're going to remember it, and they're going to learn from it as opposed to just uh, pushing it down the hill. Right? They're going to
And
respect the process of actually going through a learning experience. All right, I'm off my
and the
soapbox now. Lord have mercy.
And the insult to injury is you
Mm,
give them all the information and then they don't even utilize it. But what
come
you
on.
say,
Mm,
you you value what you pay for. And the comments got me rolling over here between Lisa and Maria. I can't understand their mentality when it comes to spending money with us, our people who have virtually invented everything. And then Solo says, or my streets ATL 94.5 ATL says, offer something. If we hung out, did he pay for everything or did you feed us?
oh
And
my
then,
God. Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
hey, but once again, this is my people keeping it real. I gave you a scenario that happened to me today. I felt that my price was fair. James just said that I have underpriced myself. So I'm thinking, hey, I think it's a fair price to help for 45 minutes. I'm basically getting $1.05 a minute. Literally,
Yeah.
$1 a minute, you telling me that that's too much? Okay. So, James said I was underpricing myself, and I was like, "I think that that's a fair rate considering the market that I'm in." Now, where James is at and his clientele, he can probably charge that 125, 150. Me, I'm looking at it as, "Hey, throw me $40. What's $40? That's 2 20s. Come on now, you gonna
That's
get
too,
that
that's a that's a
the 2
half a
the 2
cheesecake and a
the 2 for
bushel of
20 meal.
crab legs.
My street says, "Give a brother something."
Give him
What's the
something, man.
price?
Give him some. Okay.
This is
So
us.
this is yeah.
Unfortunately,
This
this
is
is
us.
what we
This is
do.
where we're going, and this actually brings up a conversation that we're gonna throw it out here as well, talking about us a little bit here. What's going on out here in these digital streets with Fanbase?
Mm, it
And we
hurt.
don't have to go too deep into it, right? Because we don't
Mm,
want to disparage anyone. But if y'all read between the lines, if you do some Google searches on what's going on with Fanbase, right? Again, we've talked about that platform as well. Started by Isaac Hayes III. Yeah, the namesake, his daddy, and it's a social platform that is being used to emulate Clubhouse, emulate Instagram, emulate Facebook, have all of those functionalities built into one, and it's being promised to be culture driven, culture focused, right? But there's some back and forth going on right now, and then I'm gonna let you get in, but there's some back and forth going on between the founder and some other folks that are saying, hey, you're talking out of both sides of the mouth, brother, and you're really not showing love to the folks who want to help the platform but are giving critical feedback to it. Because in my opinion as well, I had the same kind of perspective. Clubhouse ain't ready. I mean, I'm sorry, Fanbase ain't ready. It's close. It's close, but it's not ready. And if you want me to invest in it, yeah, I understand that. Invest in something as you're building it, but we're kind of beyond that startup stage, and we really need to have something stable. We need to have platforms that we can focus on as opposed to trying to build. I've still only got 8 people following me on Fanbase after almost a year. And I was actively engaged in trying to build that network. But you've been on it for a while. Again, I don't want to put your business out there. I think you invested in the platform as well. You're in those rooms. And do you think Fanbase, with all of the negative conversation that's happened within the last week, do you think it's going to be okay? I'll just put it that way.
Let's say this: what God got for you, can't nobody take away. Right. So first and foremost, whatever your vision is, whether it's the people that are watching this stream, you, myself, or even Fanbase, what God has for you, or whatever your higher being that you look up to, what they had, what's meant for you or that's destined for you is going to be it. Right. Did it take a hit this week? Yes, it did. And unfortunately, I think that, and I've been in a couple of rooms, and unfortunately, James, um, you don't you each social media platform has its own way of how it operates, and unfortunately, um, you have not been able to get growth because you don't know how Fanbase operates, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
You're posting the content, but let's be honest, Fanbase is a social platform, as James said earlier, that it emulates a Clubhouse audio style room with a live function capability component. Well, excuse me, 6 different verticals: live, regular posting, flicks, long form content, the audio rooms, and camps. Right. So it gives that it gives 6 different verticals. The problem is it's a small team that's doing this. It's not Meta. It's not TikTok that has millions and millions of dollars. This is one man's dream who said, "Hey, I have something. I want to help the community, and I want to raise this money." So I'm trying to I'm trying to come at this from from a journalistic standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to come at this from a bias standpoint. So we're asking you to please come over, be a part of the community. If you don't like the way things are at these other platforms, come over here, build with us. You can get paid by having your fan base come over to this platform, and you can give loves, which is a half a penny. So for every 10 cent, you get 5. The company gets a half a penny, you get the other half a penny, right? So as you build your loves up, you cash out at a $25 threshold at the end of the month, and you go from there. And you can make money by either commenting, going into the audio rooms, saying something that was thought provoking. You can get loves that way. You can post your lives, get loves that way. You can create a camp, and lock the room behind a paid account. Fanbase Plus, long form content, they can give you love. So you can either like, comment, or love, right? So unfortunately, the platform still has its problems. And with that being said, um, you're asking people to come over and import their content, but it has its issues with some of the imports, right? And so because of that, a lot
Yeah,
of
I
people have
saw
said,
that. Yeah.
I don't want to come over and import my content, and then you're telling me that I have to pay somebody, and it's one or two ways. You're either gonna, as a creator or as a consumer, you're going to pay for the content, or you're going to have advertising. Right now, there's no advertising. So there's only 2 ways to get paid. You're either going to have the advertisers pay you, or the community is gonna pay you. That's just what it is. And unfortunately, with the fact that there's no advertisers over there, it's up to your fan base to give you love. And you give other people love as they post their content. What did we say 2 weeks ago? Beyonce, Taylor Swift. Go look at their Instagram posts. Go look at their follower count. They're only getting 20%, but they keep saying post, 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 post because what? They have advertisers that they have to pay. Why would the advertisers give Instagram money when they can literally go to you, Taylor Swift, or Beyonce directly on their platform? So they say you keep posting. So then that way, what? They can insert more ads. You see more ads than you see content now on Instagram.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
true.
why a lot of people that's why people jumped ship and went over to TikTok, right? And they said, "Oh, the algorithm is better. The algorithm is better." They liked it. YouTube's payout is not the greatest, right? It's like, is it really a fair payout? So now you created a platform and it's like, "Hey, you can come over here." And then unfortunately, this weekend, he had a spat with a young lady. And
That's putting
unfortunately,
it mildly, brother. That's putting it mildly, but go ahead.
I said I'm coming at it from a journalistic standpoint. So he had a altercation with a young lady because she said, "I'm not gonna support it because it's just a black app. It has to be better than a black app. It has to be better than a black-owned company. It can't just be because it's a black-owned company, I'm gonna support you. Your product is not a superior product that I wanna put my content on." And based off of her response, he didn't like the response, and he basically said some things that he probably should not have said, and unfortunately, she went in.
Yeah,
And when I say she
yeah.
went in, then it was
She took the
it
earrings off, brother. Yes, sir. She
it
showed
it got it was low blows were thrown on both sides.
on
You're
both
gonna have to
sides.
go to Threads, you're gonna have to go to TikTok, you're gonna have to go search all of that. Just search Isaac Hayes. You'll see it. It's there. And people started taking sides. And unfortunately, a lot of women felt offended because if this is social media and this is supposed to be an app that says it promotes free speech, you did not give her that thought. You did not allow her to say what she wanted to say without her being attacked. And the way he went about doing it, he threw some low blows.
Yeah.
And now, by him throwing those low blows, the women were looking at it and saying, "Hey, if this is how he's treating her, who's to say he won't treat me like this? I'd rather just not do business with you at all." So he took a hit. And now the app, does it hurt the app? Does it, help the app? Yeah, I don't know. Only
Mhm.
time will tell. Only time will tell over that situation. Now, in all fairness, it's the top 10 app or the number 6 app in the App Store on iOS, and it's the top 10 or 15 app in the Google Play Store. So giving it its flowers. CNN, when TikTok was about to go down, they never mentioned them on CNN or MSNBC, but they had their logo up saying these are some other platforms that
Mm. Mhm.
you can go to. You can go to Blue Sky. You can go, and they had their logo, but they never mentioned Fanbase. So don't get me wrong, it's a small company. It's quote unquote, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, it's his toy. And we're playing inside of his toy. And he does not have the proper infrastructure set up. So he's trying to handle PR. He's trying to handle SOPs. He's trying to handle marketing. He's trying to fundraise. He's
Yeah,
trying
seemingly
to
all that
interact with
alone too. Yeah.
yeah, he's trying to do it with a very small team. And or it's not like Meta or Blue Sky, where they have a team of people. They have departments for that. He does not
Mhm.
have that infrastructure built out. And so unfortunately, I don't know who told him to do it, but he apologized after a 48-hour spat between the young lady. He apologized, and it seemed as if it was an AI based
Yeah, it didn't seem
apology.
right, right? so,
And it
so
was like,
let
no,
me say this too, and because I want to ask this, and we don't have to drain this pond too
yeah,
much. But one thing, what's up to Jenny Jones in the building, ladies and gentlemen? The digital growth hacks is in the room, Mister SaaS platform himself. Shouts out to
Yeah,
you for
yeah,
being here.
yeah. Oh,
Um,
the man.
yeah. So I think one thing interesting and timing wise, Kevin O'Leary and Isaac Hayes III did a launch or an investing event right in
Mhm,
the middle of when they were having that discussion.
mhm.
Anytime you get Kevin O'Leary, anytime you get Mr. Wonderful in there, you're gonna get a no holds bar conversation. All Kevin cares about is making money. So he still sees something in the platform, which I think is a good thing. Uh, Isaac Hayes took a
You
black eye on this, just in the way he reacted to it. But I deleted the app because I wasn't getting any traction yet. Like I say, I only had 8 people that were following me after a long period of time. Maybe because I wasn't again understanding how to deal with it or how to work with it, and it already wasn't in my core social networks that I was trying to focus on. So, um, but I do wish him well. I do. I do. I wish Fanbase well. I wish Spill well. Heck, I wish I hope Clubhouse stays around too as well. I mean, some of those now third party and disparate platforms that are always out there. And there's markets and there's audiences and there's communities, I think, for all of them.
So let me highlight some things that's over here on Instagram. My Streets 94.5 ATL says it's 4 years in, and none of these platforms were perfect at 4 years. It needs
Mm,
time to get there. We're being very critical in the early stages. Let's
yeah,
be honest,
I agree with
black
that.
founders cannot be polarizing and be the face. It took a hit, and no grace is provided.
I agree with that
So,
100%.
so unfortunately, you cannot be Elon Musk, Twitter, right? And
Hmm.
say the things that you want to say when you're, let's call it what it is, when you're black. You
Hmm.
cannot do that. You have to be 10 times better. There can't be no excuses. And if your shoes are untied, your hands are ashy, somebody's going to be critical of you for not having something, your shirt button, you missed a button. That we're going to be very critical of one another. And that's the
True.
unfortunate part of it. But my thing is you cannot go attacking black women when they drive the culture. You cannot do that. Like a man attacking a black woman and hitting her with low blows. I get it. You had a human moment and attacked her. You cannot do that to a black woman, especially somebody that has a large following. She has like
Hmm.
1.8 million. I don't know if it's 1.8 million, but she has a huge following on YouTube and TikTok. And she basically did what she needed to do. And when I say the women went in, I mean, it was like,
You did not want to
yeah,
be on the receiving end of some of that smoke. So
we
let me,
already see what's happening with Target right now. And
yeah.
that's because the women said, we're not shopping at
Hmm.
no damn Target. And I'm looking at the TikTok. They say just go to TikTok and type in Target and see what you and just read the comments. And I mean, when I tell you these black women are like, well, Target is right here by my house, but I'm gonna drive 40 miles to get to Costco. I mean, it's like,
Shout
well,
out to Costco. Yeah,
I mean, these women are, and they literally drive the culture. I mean,
yeah.
there's so much more I want to say, but you just cannot disrespect a black woman, especially a black woman. No black woman, period, on 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 a on a public app. And then not only did you attack her on social media, you attacked her on Threads or Instagram. You didn't even attack her on your platform. You attacked her on another platform.
See,
So I
interesting enough
always say,
about yeah. Okay, and I sorry to cut you off, but I'm just saying interesting about that as well. It blew up on Threads because there's obviously more folks there. There's more folks as opposed to having that conversation on Fanbase in and of itself. So I think people that were on Fanbase didn't even hear the conversation unless they had an IG and a Threads account. And I'm sorry, the only reason that I cut you off is because what's up with you, Tony Davis? See you in the building. Mr. Kevin Cox is here, ladies and gentlemen. Costco gets it done. Only reason I cut you off is because we are at the bottom of the hour. We said
mm,
we were going to go ahead and jump into the lounge. And I want to be cognizant of time. You know, I don't want to be CP time over around here because we already talking about that. Um, so let's do that. Y'all see what we are. You see what we're doing. We see in the conversation. Again, I put the link in the comments. If you're watching somewhere and you can scan this QR code, you can get access to the environment, or you can jump right there and hit bit.ly/rebooted/dash lounge. We're gonna be in there just for a few minutes. We just
Where's
gonna
that link at? Can you send me that link in the comments?
yeah.
Because so I can put it over here on Instagram. Well, Instagram you can't do it. So how can we get them to join if they're on Instagram?
Well,
That's
everyone has to leave, right?
no,
Everyone
no.
has to leave and go into that
Oh,
room.
oh, well, if you can just remember that, yeah, put that back up. Put that Bitly link up because people, some people they slow with the typing, man. You
Oh
gotta.
my God! Don't be slow.
I
Don't
just
be
be
slow.
honest. We're
Don't be
being
slow.
honest. You
So
talking about
I'll
Bit?
take the QR
Some
code.
people, some people have never even heard of Bitly before, right? So
It's all right.
come on.
They don't have to worry about the tech. Don't worry about how the sausage is made. It's just there you go.
So,
Bit.ly
so,
slash
so, tell,
rebooted dash lounge.
so tell people what's about to happen so they can know what to expect with the experience. And we are saying, give us grace because this is our first time doing this. So if you want to be critical of us, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But once again, there's nobody else that's out here doing it. And so we're asking you to look at the technology, look to see what's possible, and think about how it could be used in the future for events, event planning, virtual events, mixers for yourself. Hey, Tallboy, I would love for you to moderate this situation, or would you be willing to run this for me? James, would you be open to hosting an event similar to this? Once you see what you see. So just come in with an open mind of when you come in with that link. Well, actually, James, you can't come into the link until 9 o'clock. So I did find out that you cannot go into the link, that you cannot enter the room until 9 o'clock because of the time. The time was set for 9 p.m. I thought we were going to go right at 9. So if you give me a second, I'll see if I can change the time to 8:45, and then we can go from there. But I set it for 9 o'clock. So I found out last night that you cannot come into the room. So people might get frustrated and say, oh, I can't get in, if that makes sense. And
No, that
I
makes
don't
sense.
want.
That makes sense.
So I'm just. Let me see. Join the event without the camera. Let me see if I can go in behind the scenes. So James, tell the people what they're about to experience. Tell them what it is once again, so that they'll know. And
Go do
then
what you gotta do. Go do what you gotta do.
no, I'm here. No, I'm here.
All right.
I'm here. I'm just fixing it.
Well, I just wanted to solo shot myself. I don't never get solo shots. It's like the videographer. I never get to take pictures of myself. So bit.ly/rebooted-lounge is where we will be for probably 20-30 minutes or maybe longer, depending on how you guys feel. If you guys want to have some additional conversation, this is again something that we're looking to level up this broadcast and this stream with by bringing more premium services to you, the community. So we've talked about a lot of technology. We've talked about a lot of companies, talked a lot of services, a lot of products. We are going to be bringing on those founders, those companies, those CEOs, those folks actually have 201, 301, a much deeper conversation, more one-to-one, more specific instead of general conversation. That's where we're going to do it. We're going to continue to do the show when we do it on Tuesdays, but every week afterwards, we are going to be moving over to the lounge and going more deeper into a conversation. So Tallboy's in the back of the room right now, setting that up. Hopefully we can get in. But this is a good test for us to see if we can reschedule. It's already been pre-scheduled for a week now, but if you can change the time, that would be dope. That would be dope. Can you throw the QR code back up? You know I can, brother. Come on, you know I can. Let me put this man back on the screen. Put that QR code back up. Boom. There you go, Mr. Cox. Appreciate you, sir. He thinking hard. Look at him, ladies. He over there thinking hard.
I'm not thinking hard. Don't do that. So I have you set as a speaker. So I figured out how to get you to be a speaker as well, and I'll do all of that on the back end. So
cool.
The room is set for 8:45 till 10 o'clock, but we probably won't go to 10. But I just left it open.
No, so I can't go till 10. My wife is home. I can't mess around with y'all.
That's 7 o'clock your time. So
okay.
8:45. 8:45 Eastern, 5:45 Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, if that makes sense. I hope I said that time right.
Get them time zones right. But, remember, we global. We had India on the show. We had folks from across the globe on the show tonight. Let's do this. What what platform are we migrating to for the after show? So go ahead and talk to them about that, man. So because that's something that you are experimenting thus far.
So this is an event platform called. Can I say the name?
Yeah, man. You better say the name.
Okay.
I
Well,
need
I
my
mean,
Beyonce triggers right there. I need my.
say my name. No, because if it's boo boo in the trash and y'all don't like it, I don't want y'all saying I said it. But I am experiencing. I am going to explore it for a little bit. But this service is called the event platform service is called Remo, REMO, and it's a virtual event software to where you can have a virtual meeting, but then you can also set people, assigned or unassigned people, to tables, and they can go in and have conversations, whether it's one-on-one, a group setting, or you can have like the speaker conversation portion of it, and then you can hear what the speaker has to say, and then you can do your breakout sessions. So think of this as speed dating. Think of this as a private one-on-one session, but then you can say, hey, we have 3 CEOs in the building, and you can jump from table to table and you can have that one-on-one conversation, and no one else can hear that conversation at that table. So this is a virtual meetup, virtual uh, speed dating type situation, shall we say?
That's a
That's
good way to
probably
put it. Yeah.
that's the best way I know how to
No,
describe
I
it.
mean that makes sense. And for digital growth hacks, he's probably thinking, yeah, this is one of them SaaS platforms similar to Go Brunch for other creators out there as well. So just being able to bring folks in.
Everybody,
Jacob Anderson over there
everybody
on your channel, I don't think he likes Remo. He's over there giving it the 2 thumbs down. So
No, he's probably listening. I don't think he's doing the thumbs down on that. I think he was thinking about the previous topic that we were on.
okay, it's all
That
good.
I can't see him, Jacob, saying that about Remo. So
Okay.
I
It's
can't
all
see him
good.
saying.
It's all good. So meet us over there. Appreciate y'all. Help us continue to grow this show. Like, subscribe, do all those things. And we will see you next week as well here in this live forum. But we about to go get your drink. He already got his drink. Lord have mercy.
It was
This man,
good.
you straight from the
It was called Rebooted. I don't have the Rebooted merch, but I got the Tallboy merch.
you
Don't
will.
judge.
I'll make sure you get some. Lord have mercy. We out.